Hey, what's up, my fearless networking friend? Todd Falcone here. Welcome back to another episode, kind of a leadership discussion. All right, I gotta say this because here's the thing. When you're building, look, never is life going to be perfect. Never is everything going to be perfect. Never are you going to have the absolute no mistakes. Life is just absolutely, I don't know, a bowl of cherries, whatever the phrase is. There's always going to be something that's not exactly as you'd like to see it, or something, I would love to have this, or we need this, and look, I'm talking from the standpoint of the company that you represent and the products and services and all the things that they provide you as an independent distributor. What I think is interesting, and I see like there's two different types of people. There's a person who's like, hey, we're gonna go grow this thing and we're going to go make it happen with what we've got. And then there's a group of people where, oh, this is missing. This is, if I just had this product, then I could go grow the business. Or only if we had this, then my business would grow. And what they're doing is they're making excuses to not get into action, which is interesting because in every company where this situation is happening, you've got some people that are complaining, we need this needs to be fixed, we need more of that, and it's like constantly this. And at the same time, in the same company, you've got somebody over here that's absolutely crushing it. Same product, same comp plan, same system, same everything. What's the difference? The difference is the mindset, the attitude. Your attitude has everything to do with your ability to succeed. And I've dealt with this on many different levels over the years in my own personal organizations, working with different organizations where you got one crew of people and they're in a company and they are on fire and they're growing. And then you got an organization over here and they're just complaining. You need to shut the complaint department. Let me give you something. Let me just be straight. There's one thing that you'll never control in network marketing: corporate decision making. You don't own the company. If you don't like the way it is, you got a couple of choices. Either go start your own company, which is a pain in the rear end and a ridiculous amount of work, which I wouldn't, that's the amount of, being an independent distributor is way better, way easier than being a company owner, I can tell you that. Or you go, you know what, I'm going to work with what we have. Because here's the thing. You might think, and this is interesting, you're like, well, we don't have this. If I only had this, then then I could go do it. While yet still, again, another whole organization is over there crushing it in the same company. And you're like, oh, well, things aren't right. So then what you do is, as you've already developed a little bit of momentum and you got, you've been in a company for a couple of years, people know you, that you represent that brand, that you represent that company. And there's really nothing wrong with it because it's working for other people. It's working for other people over here in the same exact company, but it's not working for you because you're all stuck in your head about everything's not right. It's not perfect. I don't like the color of it. Whatever is wrong. And so then what you do is you go, oh, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go to another company. And then you go to the other company and you realize after you peel the layer of the onion back a little bit, you're like, oh my God, there's still problems here too. There's still something. Nothing is perfect. Nothing will ever be perfect. You're not perfect. Your company's never going to be perfect. So we might be striving for perfection. And I can guarantee you, your company, whatever company you represent, is striving to do everything that they can to just make it so sales are easy and people love the products and the business is growing. No company owner's like, hey, let's make this so it's really hard. Nobody does that. But what I find so fascinating is in a company where you've got, and I'll just take two people, person A and person B. Person A is complaining, don't like the color, product line is not, what it should be, blah, 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 I don't know, like this, And then this person over here is absolutely just blistering it. Same company. Let's say they were equally talented. Same skills. Say it was a clone of the same person. But one person has an attitude like, we're going to work with what we got and we're going to go make this happen. The other person's like, we don't got enough. Same person, right? So hopefully we never have clones. Two of the exact same people. One has an attitude like, hey man, we're going to get it done. We're going to work with what we've got and we're going to make it happen. We're going to go big with this. The other person's like, it's never good enough. What's the difference? The difference is the outlook. It's the attitude in which they're approaching the business. And so my suggestion is you shut down the complaint department. Stop the bitching and the moaning. And I know sometimes there's things that aren't right. And if there's something that's not right, maybe you bring it to the company. You're like, hey, this would be great if we could do this, or can you fix this? And most companies are like, oh, if it's faltering the field, they'll likely change it. If it's really causing the field to not be able to go and grow in a way in any manner, they don't want that. And yeah, you can take those things to the company, but if you're constantly focused on what's wrong, what you focus on grows. So what are you focusing on? I'm going to focus on what we've got. We've got these amazing products, this compensation model. Let's go. Let's make this grow with what we've got. And that's the thing. Like that's the whole in life. You can only do the best you can with what you've got. And from the standpoint of us as individuals, since we don't control the company, how can I become more? How can I create myself, improve myself so that I become a better, more resourceful person so I can get more done. I can accomplish more. I can do it in a more efficient manner. I can be better at what I'm doing. So whatever effort, energy I put into the business, the results are going to be impacted in a positive manner because I've added or increased the value that I bring into the marketplace. Like, quick example. If you have no skills and you do the activity, you can get results. If you're incredibly skilled, if you have incredible communication skills, if you have incredible prospecting and inviting and presenting skills, if you're amazing at overcoming objections and addressing questions and leading a person to helping them make an informed decision and starting and launching distributors, and you've got social media game, like if you've got all of those things going on, you're going to get better results than the person who doesn't yet have any of that stuff. That's what I'm talking about, increasing the value that you bring into the marketplace. But at the same time, this is a mental game. This is a mindset game. Yes, you need the skills. But if we take the clones again, person A, complain, nothing is ever right, and person B, same exact person, this is what we got, let's go crush this thing. And they are crushing it. What's the difference? Same exact person, different outlook, different viewpoint. That's the only difference. They're looking at it like, hey, this is what we've got. We got to work with what we got. I mean, what if you're working on a project at your house? Like or like my river property. We do things at the river property where we make stuff and we put things together. Well, if I got limited resources, I can sit there and complain. I'm like, I don't have the specific type of nail to put in that piece of wood, but I got a nail. It may not be ideal, but that nail will go into the wood, maybe not as fast, maybe not as efficiently as this other nail, but that's what we've got to work with. So we're going to go build it anyway. You see the difference? It's like working with what you've got, not complaining. And Tony Robbins, I guess this goes along with it. What's he say? What is it? I'm gonna hopefully it's like trade your. What does he say? Hold on a second. Trade your expectations for appreciation. And I heard him say that at an event one time. And then like literally the next week I was on a plane and there was a dude, like, most planes have Wi-Fi service now, if you're flying domestically. Sometimes overseas they don't. So you're 35,000 feet and you're like sending email and surfing the internet and streaming video. And this guy got all hot and bothered with the flight attendant. No, Wi-Fi is not working. I'm like, I'm just happy to be flying through the air, like at 35,000 feet at however many miles per hour. I'm like, so he has this expectation that the internet should be working at 35,000 feet. Rather than just appreciate, like, man, I appreciate the fact that I'm able to get from point A to point B at a way faster than I could in a car or walking. And hey, if I get to check my email or do anything on the internet for any period of time at 35,000, man, I appreciate that. You see the difference? So I just needed to say this because I just, working with a couple coaching clients recently, and this kind of came up in conversation. I just think that you're going to be a lot better off when you shut down the complaint department. You go, you know what, we're going to work with what we've got because you can't control it. And the grass is not going to be prettier anywhere else. The grass is green where you water it. You end up going someplace else, which people do many, many times, and then they go over there and they're like, oh my gosh, it might not be the same problem, but it'll be a different one. Because no matter where you go, there is no perfection. So shut down the complaint department. YouTubers, what's up? How you guys doing? Love you guys. If you're on my podcast listening to me on audio, or you're on my YouTube channel, come on over to my website, toddfalcone.com/episode 130. And you can see the rest of the details on this particular episode. Thanks so much for plugging in, and we will check in with you next time.